Hello, stampers and crafters. This is Kevon from ktstamps.com, creating cards for you. And yep, I'm late. I'm really late. I'm a day late, but I'm doing basketball. I'm going to tell you my little sad story. I'm doing basketball. One of my students got honored yesterday, and I gotta say, I had to be there for her. She was pretty awesome. But anyway, I missed it. I was gone all day, and so I'm a day late, but this is hump day sketches. That's what we're gonna go for on a Thursday. So anyway, I'm supposed to do Throw the Dice Thursday, but I'm going to do everything every other week until I get some work done for school, for basketball, etc. So today, this is going to be our sketch that we are doing. This is by Only Go Stamping. All right. This woman is pretty awesome. Her name is Heidi, and I really like the way that she creates. So we're just going to follow this, and we're just going to get ourselves going right now. So again, I just have weird things that I like to do. They don't always look like the picture, but I do my best. We are using in both cards this fabulous Gathering Together Specialty Designer Series paper. And I know that most of you have probably already seen this. Specialty means it has gold in it. So we got some beautiful leaves, some very nice, random designs or just designs. This has some early espresso, this beautiful paper with just the leaves on it. The brown leaves has the beige, excuse me, all the colorful leaves have just the crushed curry. I lied, the Cajun Craze. And this is just so beautiful. Oh, I love this paper. Browns. This beautiful little striped. But anyway, that's what we are using for both cards today. All right. And this is our first card that we are going to create. I am using the Amber Autumn Thanks. And I think Blessed to Have You in My Life. I think that's what I lie. So we're have thanks on that. And then this one, we're going to use the Gathering Moments bundle. And we're going to have expressing your heartfelt gratitude and this leaf. And then we're going to die cut the leaf out. All right. We're also using these beautiful Cajun Craze gold dots. And they're just going to go right here in the side. And I'm also bringing in the early espresso and the Old Olive linen thread pack. There's two of them. We're going to go with espresso. Okay, we're also using our Wink of Stella. So again, for the most part, this is going to go together pretty fast. And I have everything cut, everything ready to go. On the inside, I do have our expressing heartfelt gratitude with, I think this is about 3 3/4, but I did put on the measurement, which will be found on my website, that it's about 3/4 of an inch. It's up to you to make that decision on how big, okay, you really want it as far as width goes. Now, my tape is not moving very well, so I'm going to bring in my silicone pad. And it's amazing how, for the most part, as soon as I bring the pad in, that it just zips right through there. All right, so we are laying down our first layer. And then we are taking the next, which is the long pieces. This is Cajun Craze. On the inside, it is the basic white with Gathering Together Specialty DSP. We are now just going to put the leaves on the outside. And they're just beautiful. God, I love this. This designer series paper is just, it is the bomb. I absolutely love it more than I ever thought I would. So then we're going to bring back in our card. We're going to just put this down. So I'm going to put it about a 1/2 inch away from the top and from the side. So that's what I am doing. Now I have a piece of crushed curry. I think I'm going to go this way. And a piece of the basic white. You can use either one of the basic whites, whether you want it thick or not. It's going to be up to you. And I'm just going to put this piece really close to the side. Whoops, as you can see, as I'm almost off. All right. And then I am going to turn this over. We're going to bring in some of our dimensionals, and I'm going to add about 6. If you want to add the foam adhesive sheets, feel free to do so. I didn't get that off, the backing off of either one of these. But I am going to be that person, yeah. And then I'm just sticking these in the middle, so when it goes through the mail, okay, it won't squish in the middle. So I'm just taking the backs off of these. And now I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to go about a 1/2 inch from the old olive. That's where I'm going to put that at. All right, I already have my dimensionals on the back, and these are the black ones. Just going to have this move. Now, you can see how I laid this on because I'm going to have some of the leaf hanging off the bottom. So I just want to make sure that nothing sticks down below here because it's going to look really weird if you have a part that sticks down and the rest is popped up. So I just let this float. Then I have my Espresso, early Espresso, and I'm going to get this, bring in my glue dot, and then I'm going to just pinch the edges. And then it's going to come off, and I don't know if you can, do you see how these edges are pinched? Let me bring it back just a little bit. That's what you want, okay? And then I'm just going to put it at the end of the leaf. Get this all out of the way. Bring in my wink of Stella. Color this in. Make sure I got just a little bit. Let me see, just a little bit of shine. And you know that if you don't have much shine, you can either shake this or you press it. And you look to see when you get a whole bunch of that glitter going towards the bottom, then you know it's going to pop out the top. So sometimes you got to shake it up just a little bit to get some glitter on. So now you can see that I got a lot of glitter on that. All right, we're almost done. We are going to bring out our dots. And I like this because you have the Cajun and then you also have the gold. And now all we're going to do is put this in the back. And so I'm trying to, the first one I do is like right in the middle. And then the next one is up just a little bit. Let me see if I got this. Yep. It's going to be up just a little bit from that. Right in there. And then the last one is going to be down. Sorry, my glue dots are coming off. going to be down the bottom. All right, so that gives you your 1, 2, 3. All right, and so that's what my cards look like. They look pretty identical. And it's a great way just to tell somebody, hey, thank you for everything. And, you know, in the fall, we always have thank you cards that we have to get out right around Thanksgiving when you have some family members, stuff you just want to say hi to them. You got those too. All right, so that's the way our first 2 cards went. And you can tell the difference then on the stamp. This one is a little bit darker. I can't remember what it's called, a decorative stamp or something like that. But that's what the greens are. So the greens, the layers, the look will be different. Let's say that. Okay, so this was our first card. So our second card that we are going to use, as soon as I find out what I did with all that second. Okay, here we go. This is what my next card looked like. A little Christmassy, not as Christmassy as I would like. We are using the pop-up petals, and this is the stamp set. So we use this, and then I use these flowers to color in the middle. And then this I did with blending pens, and that is Mossy Meadow. And then I added the flower on the inside with a great big oops there. And this I colored, I stamped off with this stamp. I stamped off, so that means that I stamped it off, and then I stamped again. And with this little bottom, I did it with Mossy Meadow. All right, and these are the die cuts. And I'm going to do some other stuff where I will use these and show you how to use them. I also used the beautiful pattern, and it is just, it's going to be so subtle that it's just going to look like it's kind of like background. And if you didn't know, or if you didn't really see it, you wouldn't know a lot of times that it was on. And this is what I'm talking about. This is pretty subtle back here. It does not come out like it just really pops the back. It just gives it a different look. We have our cherry cobbler, and that's going to be the cherry cobbler, and then the cherry cobbler here. And we are going to use the Riverside Irregular pearls. And I used all the different pearls. And I don't know if you can see. These are the lighter ones. These over here on the side are just the tone that's a little bit darker. I think these are considered as pearl. This is a little more granite, and this is a little more lagoony. I do not know for sure. If you miss some of these, like you can see that the color is a little bit different, I just took my blender pen and colored it in. So you also have that to do. Again, oops, I did not put this on the inside. I am using the Mossy Meadow and Gold ribbon. And I think this is just a trim. They consider this a trim. But that is the ribbon that I'm using. I already added a few things just to make this easier, quicker, faster. And then I did have something, but here we go. So I have my ribbon that all I did was tie it in a bow. Well, tie it in a knot. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is see if we can put the tape down. And this is just going on the inside. The base is Mossy Meadow. Okay, so that is the front. Because this is embossed, and you can see what I'm talking about. It's so subtle. It just gives it a nice little look. So I'm going to just add my liquid glue, or green glue as they, in the old days of Stampin' Up, they used to call it. This is also multi-glue, mono, they used to call it mono. All right, it's just up to you how you would like to address this. There we go. We're going to press that. Remember, when you are adding the glue, you don't want to add it too close to the sides because you don't want the glue to run out. So then I put the Gathering Together Designer Series paper on this. And this is my cherry cobbler. I love cherry cobbler. Cherry cobbler, mossy meadow. Oh, wonderful. Again, 1/2 inch from the top and from the bottom. I put dimensionals on the back. This is basic beige, and this is pecan pie. Are you guys getting ready for Thanksgiving? God, it's 1 week away. Wow. So I am doing Throw the Dice Thursday on Wednesday of next week. So I'll avoid and take the day off for Thursday. All right, again, we're going to go about 1/2 inch from the outside. Here we go. So this is our basic plan as far as the sketches go. There we go. That's what it looks like so far. We're pretty close. All right, from here then, I stamp these with the pop-up petals, and then this is a die cut. So now I have my flowers, and my flowers are just going to fit. Let me see. They're just going to fit right on top. And there is some spots that have little dots that you could use for the inside, but I'm not going to do that today. I just decided that I would add the Riverside irregular pearls to those. All right, this is my cherry cobbler, and all I'm going to do is my best to try to see if I can. Whoops, I'm off. So you can see that I am off. So now, if you want to, you just take your cherry cobbler blending pen. I was hoping I didn't have to do this. And you're just going to go around and get these outside edges. And it's going to look a little two-tony. Okay, so you can see that there are some difference in color, and this is the dark. So it's the dark cherry cobbler. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about. Can you see the two colors? So it just kind of gives it a little bit of depth. Then I'm taking my blending pen or my blending brush, my Stampin' Blends, let's say it that way, and all I'm doing is coloring in this with mossy meadow. And you guys know that we have a Black Friday sale coming up. It's pretty awesome. Check my blog later on today, and you will see what Stampin' Up is going to have for their Black Friday. Pretty exciting, pretty exciting. So I have this already. I'm going to turn that over. I'm going to grab some more of our dimensionals, and I'm just going to put them on the back. This is just a label, and what it does is that it has its sticky stuff, and it just takes off the back or the front, the top part of the dimensional. And sometimes it takes it off and sometimes it doesn't. And I just kind of go with it all. I take it off if I don't have it. You're going to see some ends that will float on here. And I'm just talking about, I'm going to show you. It's going to mostly be the leaves that are going to float because I'm not going to put anything on it with a little bit of the bottom. I don't mind them floating. In fact, I really like it. So I'm just adding that down. Going to get out my glue dot after I've tied my bow. Get out the glue dot, and again, just put this down below. All right, there we go. Wow, I love this. I love how this looks. And then I am just getting out my pearls. And I'm going to use the darker colored ones, and I'm going to put them right in the middle. And again, you really want to make sure that you are using these in odd numbers. So I know right here is 4, but then what I'm going to do is that I think I'm going to take some of these blue. And again, like we did last time, you're going to put one in the middle. And I'm using the bigger of these. One a little bit higher and one just a little bit lower. And so when you look at it, because it's odd, you see everything and your eye travels to see everything. And that makes it easier to just appreciate how awesome this is. Then we're taking, and with the blends and with my wink of Stella, you're going to see that it's almost like you're watercoloring. It's going to have the colors kind of blend together, and you're going to see that they run. So this is good for you to just to be able to run those colors together. Or if you have a spot that you just want to have a just a little bit more, you can bring that down and drop that color and it'll come out pretty light. This is what I'm talking about, way down in the corner. Whoops, sorry about that. Let's try that one more time, right in here. So that is lighter. As I color right up here, can you see the color come together? And this one over here at the side, it kind of just blends, but it's a lighter color than a darker. And it takes a little bit of that stark white out. And so here is my beautiful colors, and they're all shining. And these are my 2 cards. And they look pretty much the same. And I think it's these 2 are the cards that we did today. So I hope that you have enjoyed this. And next time we will do dice. So I have 1 card made, but I'm getting ready for the next. So I got 1 more card that I want to do. So again, my name is Kevon. I'm from www.ktstamps.com. I absolutely love this motto, and that is creating cards for you with lots and lots and lots of hearts. Okay, so guys, have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'm excited to see you next week. Thank you so very much for spending time with me today. Bye.